Here are a couple of other numbers that are not positive for the administration. Bloomberg, new poll out today asking this question: living standards for American children compared to their parents today. 55% saying the children's living standards will be lower. There you see the other numbers. And AP has a new poll out. Would you describe the nation's economy as good, poor, or neither? This poll has 80% as the economy being poor. It's kind of the backdrop for all of this happening.
Well, I think that people obviously have a correct sense of where the economy is and where it's headed. And there's one other number in the poll where they found that 66% of Americans think we're on the wrong track. And the wrong track, right track number has always been a terrific indicator of re-election. At 66%, Obama loses. But I think the CBO numbers ought to make people alarmed. And they ought to alarm the Democrats, who are the ones who are holding out on real changes in entitlement reform at the Biden level, at the Biden Commission, which is where the money is. It's not only the absolute amount of these numbers as you showed them, but it's the rapidity at which they are getting worse. I'll give you one example. In last year's CBO projection of this same projection into the future, a year ago, the projection was that in 2021, we'd be at 91% of debt as a percentage of the economy. Now, this year, the same projection for the same year, 2021, has gone up from 91 to 101%. So in 1 year, we're already looking at a 10% increase of what's going to happen in the same year in the future, which means that unless we act quickly now, it becomes utterly unmanageable.
Democrats, however, Charles, would point to the Fed chairman today in his comments that if you cut too heavily, too quickly, that it would be a negative on growth. And that's what they point to, that you have to do it on a long-term projection. How do you respond to that?
Well, that's why you have to do entitlements. We're not going to cut off the elderly on Medicare today and tomorrow, but you have to begin a bending of that curve, which the Democrats are resisting. Also on Social Security, you can do very easy stuff. You raise the retirement age gradually, you means to test it gradually, you change the inflation index. But Harry Reid says you don't have to do anything on Social Security until 2036. These people are whistling in the dark and pretending it doesn't exist.
Steve.